First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me His truth. So today, I wanted to go into a lesson breaking down World War One, where it talks about World War One in the Bible, right? Revelation 9, and going in there, breaking it down, and showing how all these wars that have happened have been prophesied, right? Everything that has happened on in the world has been prophesied in the Bible. And yeah, just wanted to break that down and bring it out to edify the flock. So let's start off. This is Revelation 9 and 1, and it says, "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit." Right? And the bottomless pit represents Europe. Okay? And it says, "And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit." And I wanted to add also that the bottomless pit represents Europe because um, when Esau Edom was he was enslaved for 1,000 years, right? It talks about he was threw into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years, right, in Europe. So that's where that comes from. And it says, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power, right? And this is talking about the dog fighters, right? The dog fight um, these the vehicles that the Germans used in World War One, right? How he said, "There came out smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power." Yeah, and the scorpion is representing that tail, right? Which was the gunner in the dogfights. If you can see here in the back, there's someone in the back shooting, because like the scorpions they kill with their tail, and that's what this was representing. Because John, right in the time John the Revelator was alive, right? None of this technology was invented, right? So this is his way of explaining it and expressing what he was seeing in his visions. And it says, "And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads." Right? And this is talking about how those men in World War One, they were killing other men, right? Not just grass and any green thing, how it says like a normal locust would do. That's how you know it's not talking about a locust. No, it's talking about these men, right? The locust and the plane. That's what it was showing. But and then it says here, "But only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads," right? The reason it says that is because the men that were sealed of Yahweh, right? They were sealed of God in their foreheads, were ultimately the elect, or the fathers of the elect, right? So they were saved, and they didn't die in this World War One, because ultimately their son, the son of their son, the son of their, all the way down, um, their grandson would be an elected member, right? Part of the elect. So ultimately they were saved. But all the other men that didn't have that seal, and that any of their sons, their seed line was not going to have that seal or be part of the elect, they were exterminated. And it says, "And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months." Right? And that 5 months it actually represents 5 years, right? 1914 to 1919, which was the timeline from World War One. Right? World War One was sparked by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914, and ended with the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. So that's what it actually signifies. It represents is 5 years. And it says, "And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion." Yeah, when the scorpion hits, it is deadly, right? They hit to kill when he striketh a man. "And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them." Yeah, because these men, right, this was before there was penicillin and any of these pain drugs. So when they were hit, right, when they had limbs that were just completely butchered, uh, they didn't have any medicine to calm that pain. And they would be sitting there in the medic area, right, the medic camps, in complete pain and agony, asking to die, right, asking people to kill them, because they couldn't take the pain no more, right? They're just sitting there useless, and they'd rather just someone come and kill them, sit there and face that pain, that agony that they're going through. And it says, and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, right? And one key point here is that in the ancient world there were normal horses, and then there were horses that were battle horses, right? And what this is representing is how we just showed right here, these bad boys right here, which were ultimately made out of iron too, right? They were battle horses, right? Not any type of horse. Horses prepared unto battle. These planes were ready to shoot and destroy. And it says, and on their heads were as they were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And this is representing this right here. That helmet that these Germans would wear. They had this gold part right here. And where it says their faces were as the faces of men, this was John seeing through the cockpit the men driving these planes. That's why it's saying that. Because he could see the men driving the plane, and their helmets, which were like crowns like gold. Right? You have to understand that John didn't know any of what's going on, right? So he had to interpret it how he would thousands of years ago. And it says, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. Right? And the hair of the woman, this right here. This is the helmet that the Germans would wear. Hair like women. That's him describing it. And their teeth were as the teeth of lions. That was John talking about the gunner in the back shooting, right? And it says, and they had a breastplate as it were breastplates of iron, right? And that's talking about the frame of the plane. The breastplate of iron is how these planes were built out of iron, right? They weren't just built out of paper or something. Nah, it was full on iron. And it says, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle, right? That loud engine. And because back then they didn't have mufflers. That's the reason cars don't sound that loud nowadays, is because there's mufflers inside of them, right? To make the noise less. But if you take the muffler out of your car, man, that thing sounds like it's shooting bullets, right? So these planes were obnoxiously loud in the air, and that's why it sounds. It says, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle, right? You already know what the plane sounds like. And it says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months, right? Those entire 5 years. And the tails like unto scorpions, that dog fighter, and the back shooting, right? Let me see if I can get a better picture. Right here, you see some had shotgun, but the main one was the guy with the machine gun. And it says, yeah, the stings were in their tails. And it says, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, the angel of Europe. And the angel, when you look into the word angel, it just means messenger, right? It just was a messenger of Europe, right? The main guy, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. And I looked up that word, and Apollyon means the destroyer, a name given to the devil. But really, it just means the destroyer, right? And that was ultimately this guy, and Kaiser Wilhelm, the main guy, emperor of this time, of this war. And it says, one woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. Yeah, because this was the First World War, the first woe. And then it says, there come 2 woes more hereafter, which is the Second World War, and then the Third World War that is coming here soon, right? The ICBM missiles to destroy America, the main prophecy on the way. But yeah, that was the breakdown of World War One, right? Revelation 9, 1 through 12. And once again, the locust is talking about the dogfighters, right? Those planes in the sky. That's how he described it. Same thing. And then the helmets, right? The hair like women, the crown, It's the helmets of these Germans. That's what he was talking about. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this out and yeah, just edify the flock. Probably next lesson I'll go into World War II and break that down. But yeah, just a quick hit. So once again, I want to give out praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the other bishops and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to you elect, Shalom.